As a surgeon who spent a lifetime treating seniors, I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to warn you. Plainly and personally. If you're over Altmush, I need you to take a hard look at what's on your plate. Some of the most common vegetables in your daily meals may be quietly damaging your eyesight. You might think it's just age catching up, squinting more in the sunlight, struggling to read menus, seeing faces in a soft blur. But often, the cause isn't your eyes failing, it's what you've been eating, day after day, without knowing the harm. I've treated patients who were active, sharp, and full of life, until their vision slowly began to fade. One man told me he couldn't read his morning paper anymore. Even with glasses. No eye disease. No diagnosis, just years of trusting the wrong foods. The good news. You can still stop the damage. I'm about to share 5 vegetables you need to avoid if you want to preserve your vision, your independence, and the joy of seeing the world clearly. This isn't about panic. It's about power. Your power to protect the one sense that connects you to everything you love. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Let's begin. 1. Raw kale and smoothies. Not always so green. Kale is everywhere on your plate, in your smoothies, and on the covers of health magazines. It's been hailed as one of the most nutrient-dense foods, packed with fiber, vitamin K, calcium, and eye-loving antioxidants like lutein. So it's understandable that many seniors, hoping to protect their vision and stay energized, reach for kale every day, especially in raw form, blended into a morning smoothie that seems like the picture of health. But what if I told you that very habit, done with the best of intentions, might actually be working against your eyes? Here's why. Raw kale is naturally rich in oxalates, compounds that bind with vital minerals like calcium and zinc inside your body. And while oxalates are present in many plant foods, kale happens to be particularly high. The trouble begins when these oxalates latch onto calcium and zinc, creating insoluble crystals that your body can't easily absorb. And without enough of those minerals, your eyes, particularly the macula and retina, start missing out on the fuel they need to function properly. Over time, this can contribute to fatigue, blurred vision, and increased sensitivity to light, especially in older adults who are already more vulnerable to nutrient loss. I've spoken with countless seniors who maintain a nearly perfect lifestyle, no smoking, daily walks, careful hydration, yet still struggle with early vision decline. When I ask about their diet, they beam with pride and tell me about their daily kale shake. They truly believe they're doing everything right. What they don't realize is that the raw form of kale, consumed in large amounts, can quietly interfere with their eye health. Now, that doesn't mean kale is the enemy. It simply means it needs to be prepared wisely. Cooking methods like steaming or lightly sautéing kale break down much of the oxalate content, allowing your body to access the beneficial nutrients more easily. So if kale has been your go-to green in raw form, it may be time to pause and consider a more eye-friendly approach. And if something as seemingly perfect as kale can carry a hidden cost, what about other vegetables with bold flavors but hidden risks? Let's turn to a household favorite, pickled vegetables, and examine what they might be doing to your eyes. 2. Pickled vegetables. Tasty but treacherous. There's a certain comfort in the crisp snap of a pickle or the tangy zing of pickled beets. For many of us, these foods bring back memories summer lunches. Sunday roasts. Old family jars lined up on kitchen shelves. They're bright, bold, and full of character. But behind their nostalgic charm is a hidden cost, especially for aging eyes. Pickled vegetables, while tasty, are often soaked in heavy brine, delivering a jolt of sodium with every bite. And that sodium doesn't just raise your blood pressure, it affects the small, sensitive vessels in your eyes. The tiny capillaries that feed your retina are delicate, and as we get older, they become even more vulnerable. Too much salt puts those vessels under constant pressure. Over time, they can begin to weaken, leak, or stiffen, setting the stage for blurred vision, dark spots, or a gradual dimming of sight. This condition, known as hypertensive retinopathy, often develops silently. No pain, no warning signs, just a slow decline in visual clarity. By the time most seniors notice something's off, the damage has already been done. But it's not just the salt. Many store-bought pickled items contain chemical preservatives and artificial dyes ingredients that trigger inflammation and oxidative stress. That inflammation can compromise not just your eyes but also your blood flow to the brain. It's a subtle drain on your sharpness, affecting both vision and memory. And unfortunately, many older adults don't realize the connection. They'll say, "It's just a few pickles," without knowing that over the years, those small doses add up. In my years working with seniors, I've met many who were shocked to learn that such familiar foods could contribute to their vision problems. The change doesn't happen overnight. But once you start connecting the dots, eye fatigue, blood pressure issues, a little more mental fog, it all begins to make sense. This doesn't mean you have to give up every tangy bite forever. It means being mindful. Choose lower sodium versions. Enjoy pickled vegetables occasionally, and balance them with foods rich in potassium and antioxidants. And if pickles can hide this much risk, wait until you hear about garlic, a food often praised for heart health, that might be quietly turning against your eyes too. 3. Garlic in high doses. Powerful but risky. Garlic has been cherished for centuries, not just as a flavorful addition to meals, but as a trusted natural remedy passed down through generations. It's been praised for its ability to support the heart, lower cholesterol, and purify the blood. And yes, garlic does have impressive benefits. But what many don't realize is that even the healthiest foods can carry hidden risks, especially when taken in large quantities, and especially for older adults. When garlic is consumed raw or in concentrated supplement form, it can act as a powerful blood thinner. While that might sound beneficial for circulation, it becomes a concern when combined with the aging body's natural vulnerabilities. The tiny blood vessels in the retina, the part of your eye responsible for sharp vision, become increasingly fragile with age. Add in garlic's thinning effects, plus common medications like aspirin or warfarin, and the risk of microscopic bleeding in the eyes goes up. This can lead to symptoms like flashes of light, shadowy spots, or blurred vision that appears out of nowhere. Some patients I've spoken with described it as if a fog had descended over their sight, never suspecting that the garlic they believed was helping their heart might be quietly impacting their eyes. It's a classic example of good intentions gone too far. The occasional clove in your evening stir-fry that's likely harmless, even helpful. But daily raw garlic shots or high-dose capsules, that's where caution is needed. Our bodies thrive on balance, not extremes. And when it comes to sensitive organs like the eyes, that balance becomes even more important. So before you double down on garlic, thinking more equals better, take a moment to consider what your body truly needs and what it might be trying to tell you. Because if garlic, a food so widely praised, can cause silent disruption, then it's worth asking what other common foods might be hiding risks of their own. In fact, the next one may be sitting in your fridge right now. Leftover spinach. Yes. Even something so green and innocent might not be as harmless as it looks when eaten the next day. Let's take a closer look. 4. Spinach leftovers. A hidden danger in your fridge. Spinach has always carried a comforting reputation. It's soft, nutritious, and easy to blend into just about any dish, whether it's in omelets, warm soups, or beloved family casseroles. For older adults aiming to boost their nutrient intake, spinach often feels like a safe, even smart choice. But what many don't realize is that when this leafy green is cooked, stored overnight, and then reheated, it can quietly begin working against your eye health. Here's why spinach is naturally high in nitrates, which on their own aren't necessarily harmful. But once the cooked spinach cools and sits in the fridge, those nitrates can convert into nitrites. And when you reheat the dish the next day, the nitrite levels rise. These compounds may increase oxidative stress in the body, a process that accelerates damage to the delicate blood vessels in your eyes. Over time, this silent stress can lead to subtle but serious consequences: blurred vision, trouble adjusting to changes in light, and a slow fading of clarity in your central vision. I've met older patients who did everything right, ate clean, stayed active, avoided screens at night, yet still watched their eyesight fade. When we traced their routines, one overlooked habit kept popping up regularly: eating reheated spinach leftovers, thinking it was the healthier, budget-friendly choice. Unfortunately, in trying to avoid waste, they unknowingly put their vision at risk. And I understand the hesitation. It feels wrong to toss out good food, especially something like sautéed spinach that's seen as wholesome. But protecting your health sometimes means letting go of habits that no longer serve the body you're living in today. You can still enjoy spinach just freshly cooked, not from yesterday's Tupperware, because if something as simple and well-regarded as spinach can change when reheated, what else might be quietly affecting your eyes without you knowing? The answer may lie in another pantry staple, a food with a cheerful color and innocent sweetness. But behind that golden shine, canned corn may be hiding, something your eyes aren't ready for. 5. Canned corn. Convenient, but stripping your vision. There's a quiet nostalgia that comes with canned corn. Its golden hue, soft texture, and sweet bite can transport you to memories of Sunday dinners, holiday casseroles, or a simple comfort meal on a chilly evening. For many older adults, it feels like a reliable go-to familiar, affordable, and ready in minutes. But hiding beneath that sunny appearance is a hidden cost, one that often goes unnoticed until the damage is already done. That trusted side dish might be quietly chipping away at your vision. Here's why. While fresh and frozen corn still retain much of their natural nutrients, canned corn goes through a processing cycle that strips it of two eye-saving compounds, lutein and zeaxanthin. These antioxidants play a crucial role in protecting the retina, helping your eyes block out damaging blue light and reduce the risk of macular degeneration, a condition that steals central vision from millions of seniors every year. Without these nutrients, your eyes become more vulnerable, especially when canned corn becomes a staple. To make things worse, many canned versions are seasoned or sweetened, adding sodium and hidden sugars that quietly contribute to a larger problem. High sodium levels can increase pressure inside the eye, harming the optic nerve, while added sugar fuels inflammation throughout the body, including the sensitive vessels that nourish your eyes. I've spoken with seniors who shrug it off, saying, "It's just corn. Nothing fancy." But it's often the least suspecting choices that cause the greatest harm over time. Daily habits, especially ones we never question, shape our long-term health far more than we realize. Thankfully, the fix is simple. Swap that can for a bag of frozen corn or grab a few fresh ears when they're in season. With that one change, you'll be giving your body, not just your eyes, a chance to stay sharp, clear, and resilient. And now that we've covered what to avoid, let's shift to what you can enjoy. What vegetables actually nourish the eyes, support brain clarity, and even promote heart health, often all in one bite? You may be surprised to find some of the best answers already sitting in your crisper. 6. Want to know which vegetables actually heal and protect your eyes? After hearing about the vegetables that may be quietly harming your eyesight, it's only natural to wonder, so what should I be eating instead? Which foods actually help preserve my vision, keep my thinking sharp, and support a healthy heart as I grow older? Here's the encouraging part. The answers aren't hidden in expensive superfood powders or fancy online supplements. They're right around the corner on your kitchen counter, your local produce ale, or maybe even your backyard garden. Let's begin with the classic go-to for eye health: carrots. This humble root veggie has earned its reputation for a reason. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, a pigment your body converts into vitamin A, which is critical for protecting your retina and improving how well you see in low light. If you've been struggling to adjust when walking from bright sunlight into a darker room, your eyes might just be craving more of this nutrient. Next up, red bell peppers. These bright, crunchy vegetables are often passed over in favor of greens, but they're packed with vitamin C, one of the most important antioxidants for reducing inflammation and strengthening the fine blood vessels inside your eyes. They're also easy to include raw in salads, roasted on a tray, or sautéed gently into a stir-fry. Then there's kale, but this time, gently cooked. Unlike rough kale, which can interfere with mineral absorption, steamed or sautéed kale becomes a true gift to your eyes. It's one of the richest sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, two nutrients that act like internal sunglasses. They help shield your retina from harmful light, especially blue light from screens and sunlight, which becomes more damaging as we age. And we can't forget the ripe tomato, often overlooked. Tomatoes are full of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that helps combat the oxidative stress, not only in your eyes, but throughout your arteries and brain. Lycopene is especially beneficial when tomatoes are cooked, like in soups or sauces, making it easy to include in your weekly meals. These foods aren't trends. They aren't part of the latest internet challenge. They're timeless gifts from nature, supported by science and completely within your reach. The real key lies not just in eating any vegetables, but in choosing the ones that give back the most when prepared with care and eaten regularly with intention. But here's something we often forget. The way you cook and store these foods matters just as much as choosing them in the first place. Nutrients can be lost, altered, or even turned harmful, depending on how you treat them after shopping. Reheating leftovers, boiling instead of steaming, or adding too much salt or sugar can undo many of the benefits you're hoping to gain. And sometimes, it's not the food itself that's the problem, it's how we've learned to prepare it. Growing older doesn't mean giving up your sight. It means learning to protect it in smarter ways. Through the food on your plate, the habits you repeat, and the choices you make every day. Many of the vegetables we've talked about today aren't harmful in their natural state. In fact, some are incredibly beneficial, but without awareness and the right cooking methods, even nutritious ingredients can become quietly problematic. And remember, your vision isn't just about being able to read a label or glance at the television. It's about seeing the expressions on your loved ones' faces. It's about noticing the details, the autumn leaves, your grandchild's drawing, or the look in your partner's eyes. That kind of clarity is worth protecting. It's never too late to make a shift. Replace what's harming you with what heals. Start small. Swap that can of corn for a handful of leafy greens. Steam instead of microwave. Every adjustment adds up. If today's message resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone you care about. Because when we protect our vision, we're not just seeing clearly, we're staying truly connected to the world around us. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing from today's video you plan to change in your routine? Let's support one another in making smarter, more loving choices. Leave a 1 in the comments if you're with us, or a 0 if you're still thinking it through. Your voice matters. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can help more seniors take back their clarity. One bite at a time.